Dear all monks, all nuns, and all practitioners, today is the Saturday, the 4th of April, 2026. This weekend, we begin the meditation retreat around 6:30 at California, 6:30 evening until the 11th of April. And it's also, that's a Saturday. That's the last day of the retreat. So for the meditation retreat, on the Chan lineage, many monasteries, they have a retreat for 12 weeks. Master that is a time to have a chance, opportunity to get enlightened. So for the retreat, we put everything aside and just focus on the practice. And usually every day we are very busy, all kind of things, all kind of business. So on the retreat, during the retreat, we put everything aside. So the patriots in the past, the meditation retreat is more like taking an exam. When we're talking about opportunity to get enlightened, or the examination, in the rules regulation from the meditation in the Patriot Chan, there's a verse. The verse saying, everyone getting together, try to practice, maintain the practice, to try to pass the exam and to get to the state of enlightenment, which is the self-nature. So this is the time for us to practice, to pass the exam, not to get into the retreat and try to open up the books and try to learn, try to study, try to review. So on the retreat, during the retreat, the main thing is to really practice. So in the meditation retreat, we have the instructional talks, Dharma talks, talking about the experience about the practice, not to talk about in a broad view. So this is the meaning of participating in the retreat. It's not to try to learn, try to improve the knowledge. But for a lot of beings, for a lot of people, they not really try to strengthen their belief in their own mind, but they really try to improve in their knowledge and view. So a lot of us, we don't really try to correct our mistakes, but actually we try to gain more knowledge and view. So when we do the retreat, we try to share our experience in the practice, share the experience about the practice. And this is the the mindset that we should have. So today we start the meditation retreat at 6:30. So now anyone who has any question or any idea suggested, ideas, you can bring it up. Namo Sakamuni Buddha. We invite them to speak. Namo Sakamuni Buddha. Dear Master, dear all monks, all nuns, and the rest of the assembly, today you talk about the meditation retreat. I would like to ask, I heard a teaching from the Master Xu Yin, Empty Cloud. He mentioned about the Khao Kung Fu, which is the asking about the practice. We'll try to Khao Kung Fu, meaning try to ask the participants about their practice to see if they have any progress, to see if they practice correctly. So in this area, in this it has the so during this testing, during this so the testing, it has to have only a good no advisors and one participant. So this has to do with the let go of the attachments. So all participants being together and one participant asking the question can be for everyone else. We're not listening to improve our knowledge and view, but to see if we practice correctly. This area, the good no advisors will have the skill to remind everyone, all the participants. This is the testing, the see if a participant can really practice correctly or can pass the test. You understand? Does he say, yes, I do? We invite Kim Ying to speak. Namo Sakamuni Buddha, dear all monks, all nuns, and the rest of the assembly, dear Master. When we begin to practice, maintain, give rise to the doubt. In the beginning, feel like the practice is very clear. So slowly, after a while, the question has become blurry, has become not clear. So when we realize this, we recognize this, then we give rise to a thought. to go back to the practice, asking the question clearly. So when we do this, is this more like a seeking thought in our mind? We're still using our consciousness, and we still differentiate. This differentiation, of course, we has to do. We still have a seeking thought, but if we say, "Oh, we have seeking thought," it's not really a seeking. It's not really not seeking, because we're still using the consciousness to practice. And Master Xu said we use this. It's like using 100-foot pole. Well, get to the top of the pole. And so this is just a skills, a skillful means, expedient means. But for us, we keep differentiate. This is still the false thoughts, false mind. So we just try to maintain the practice. Whatever the false thoughts come in, we just try to maintain the practice. So an analogy like a person who's not really smart, but he or she keep reading it. Eventually, he or she remember things from what he tried to study, she tried to study. So the person, like a student, another example, like for us in the past, we never get discipline from other people, and our mind is really not have a not be well disciplined. But when we live in an environment, we follow the rules and regulation, and then slowly we follow rules and regulation, and then we be more disciplined. In the beginning, our mind will have all kind of habits, the old habits. Like we want to sleep, we want to go eat, we want to go play. But when we live in the environment, the practicing environment, slowly we become more disciplined. And all these false thoughts, all this will slowly go away. And then we see things more clearly. We see what our obligation is, our duty is. So this is, we're still on the practice. We still try to become a better person. And at the end, we completely successful on the practice, then that is like you graduating from the school or the field that you study. The patriarchs give an example analogy in the beginning, like we have a lot of false thoughts coming in, but when we maintain the practice slowly, the false thought will become less and less, and the practice will be stronger. Right now, so like without the practice, like long time ago, before the practice, everything we encounter, we easily get mad, get upset, get angry. But after a period of practice, after a while practicing, then all this will slowly go away or become less and less. So, when our practice becomes stronger and stronger, we take burden that seriously. Then when we interact or encounter a kind of condition, uh, we don't get frustrated or affliction. So Master Huang Bo gave us a verse. The verse, the meaning of the verse is like talking about the practice. The practice is beyond normal. It's go against the habits of the woolly Dharma. We have to have a determination to maintain the practice. I would like to ask another question about Patriarch Lamte. When I don't. When I heard you mention about the mindset of Lamte, his mind, he has a very he's very respectful toward his teacher, and his mind is very clear. So can you tell the story about him and his master so that we can strengthen our faith, our belief? We're talking about the mind to be sincere on the practice, like Master Lamte, because of the he want to get out of the put in debt, want to get to the state of liberation. He, when he entered the monastery, he just want to learn the Buddha Dharma. It doesn't how hard the situation is. It doesn't matter what kind of obstacles coming in. He didn't mind. So when he came in under Huang Ba assembly, so Master Mokcho is the Mokcho is the one try to take care of everything in the assembly. He noticed that Lamte is very sincere. So when there is a Buddha, when we have a Buddha, all it's like 1,000 Buddha will come and support all the Bodhisattvas, all everyone will come to support. So then, so Mokjo is the one who recognized Lampe as one of the special practitioner, and he tried to help him by telling him asking him, "How long you been here? Did you study or asking any question, any dharma with the master Hong Bao?" So Lam Te said, "I don't know what to ask." So Mok Cho told him, just go to Hong Ba and request the dharma. And Lam Te doesn't know. So Mok Cho told him, just ask what is the meaning of Buddha Dharma. So Mok Cho is the one who already got enlightened. So Lam Te went to Hong Ba. So to the place, we call the Abbot place, Phu Tung, which is very small in an area, small area. So he went there. So he asked Huang Ba, what is the meaning of Dharma? So Huang Ba beat him up. And Lam Te didn't understand why. And he went out. And then Mok Cho asked him, so how was the Dharma request from Huang Ba? And he told the story. I don't know what the mistake that I made, but I got beat up. He didn't answer any. He didn't give me an answer, but he just beat up. So Mok Cho told him that is a challenge. So you have to have patience. You have to have. So Mok Cho tried to tell him, persuade him to come back and ask again, second time. So him for the second time, he asked the same question: what's the Buddha Dharma? The meaning of Buddha Dharma? So this time again, Huang Ba beat him up one more time. So Lam Te gave rise to a doubt even stronger. He doesn't know why he got beat up. He doesn't know what kind of mistake that he already made. So, so Mok Cho again came to Lam Te and asked him, what happened? So Lam Te told him, Mok Te told him to come and ask him one more time. So Lam Te said, no, I'm not going to do that again. So Mok Cho said, it has to be at least 3 times. So because Mok Cho is always been nice to Lam Te, so Lam Te kind of believed in him. So he came for the third time, knocking the door, asking the same question again. What is the meaning of a Buddha? So Huang Ba opened the door and Lam Te asked him the same question this third time. No, he didn't beat him up lightly like the last 2 times, but this time Huang Ba beat him harder, stronger. And Lam Te has the doubt is very strong. It come to so he got really mad. He didn't understand why, and he went straight to Mok Cho's place and telling him, I'm gonna leave. I don't want to stay here anymore." He got yeah, he's like frustrated, and so Mok Cho said, "If you want to leave, at least you're gonna uh, try to tell him, try to ask for permission to leave." So he did it. He went to Huang Ba and telling him, asking permission. He told Huang Ba that he wanted to leave. So Huang Ba introduced him uh, to go to Dai Ngu. Dai Ngu. Uh, he said, if you go there, you're gonna have. It's good for you. So Lam Te followed the advice. He went to the Dai Ngu. So when he went to Dai Ngu, um, Dai asked him, why he came here, why you come in here. So Lumte told him the story about asking the Buddha Dharma, and he got beat up about 3 times. And Dai told him, "Oh, Huang Ba is so compassionate to you. How come uh, you?" So Dai is another enlightened one. So then, when Dai told him that Huang Ba is so compassionate uh, to you, why? So that the moment when he got enlightened, and then uh, he tried to go back to Lamte. Lamte tried to go back to Huang Ba. So this is the time, the moment when they exchange about the slapping. So Huang Ba is very happy to finally have someone who continue uh, uh, taking this practice and carry on this practice. So when we're talking about the Tao is to really go back to the origin of the consciousness. So the trick from the patriarchs or from the good no advisors, from the enlightened ones, is to really help the individual to give rise to a Tao. But nowadays, a lot of people, they try to explain things too much detail, and it doesn't have the effect, and it's really reduce or get rid of the doubt from the practitioners. So, like the question that we ask, we try not to explain the question. So the good advisors already mentioned, when we practice this way, is already one step uh, backward. So if we want to get out of the 3 realms, get out of the cycle of birth and death, we need to practice the Huatou question. So this Huatou question is like chewing a rotten log, but just keep doing it, and we will have a flavor of it. So if we have the belief in our own mind, we just maintain the practice, and if we keep maintaining the practice, the more we do, the more we strengthen our belief in our own mind, and then we'll get to the bottom line, which is the state of enlightenment. Do you understand what I try to explain? Yes, I do. We invite them to speak. Dear Master, I would like to ask one more question. I used to hear that you're reminding us the habit is not easy to be eradicated. The page just before that, I didn't understand what the habit is. But after listening a while, then I understand the habits. So for the practice, so about the chân thật tu, which is the genuine practice, can you explain about the genuine practice or practice genuinely? When we're talking about certain enlightenment, this is the practice. This is the direct practice. So sometimes we make a mistake of misunderstand about the practice. And we're thinking about try to get rid of the habits, try to subdue the habits. This is the indirect practice. So from the indirect practice, the practice is have many levels or many stages. So even though the indirect practice goes from lower level to higher levels, but ultimately it will get to the final state, which is the enlightenment state. So in the Perfection Enlightenment Sutra, it mentioned 52 levels, 52 stages. We're talking about equal enlightenment and all the way to wonderful enlightenment in that sutra. So in order to become, to get to the state of wonderful enlightenment, we have to eradicate all habits. So in the teaching school, it's also get all the way to the wonderful enlightenment. So in the teaching school, it's mentioned about the bodhisattvas, the stages, bodhisattvas, get all the way to the equal enlightenment. And then from equal enlightenment, it get to the wonderful enlightenment. So between the two sutra, one mentioned 52, the other one 50 something, 7. So the patriarch, the Buddha Dharma, when he sat down facing the wall for 9 years, that also the time that he eradicate all the habits. So for the Zen practitioner, so if we believe in our own mind completely, it's actually we overpass the stages. So because people, they don't believe in their own mind, that's why the Buddha came out with experience and all this indirect practice. If we if we give rise to a thought of taking birth and death seriously and believe in our own mind, and we practice, and then when we get enlightened, we we're not afraid of affliction, or we when we maintain the practice, we should not afraid of false thoughts coming in. We just have to take care how to maintain our practice. We just have to just try to. We're just afraid of that we don't maintain the practice. We bring our thought of maintain the practice. Should not afraid of false thoughts coming in, but we just try to maintain the practice. The time is up. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.